Understanding XML concepts and usage. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. A markup language in computer processing is a system for annotating a document that uses a different syntax to describe the text. In XML, we use symmetrical pointing brackets as the annotation. In other words, in an XML document, the words in the bracket pairs are used to describe the text, while the text are the data themselves. Let us look at an example. We could use the tags of food, recipe, and title to describe a recipe for making a sandwich. These tags are only meant to enhance the meaning and understanding of the text. Notice the tags are symmetrical. We have an opening tag and a closing tag with the same name, except the closing tag is preceded with a /. Each of the symmetrical tags form a data element. In this example, we could also see the data is presented in a hierarchy format, starting with food, recipe, and down to the title. XML is great for store and transfer data because they can enhance the data by describing it in detail in a self-contained form. This format is widely used in popular software such as Microsoft Office, communication protocols such as XMPP, and programming languages such as Microsoft.NET Framework. Since XML is text-based, it is both human and machine-readable. Many of us are familiar with HTML or Hypertext Markup Language. XML is the superset or parent of HTML. HTML is mainly used to describe web pages to be displayed by the browser. While they're both markup languages, there are three main differences between XML and HTML. XML is designed to carry data, with a heavy focus on the data themselves. HTML's focus is on describing the web page, such as the page structure, text size, and page text editing. XML use user-defined tags, while HTML use predefined standardized tags. XML is designed to be extensible. Most XML applications will work as expected even if new data is added or old data is removed. Now that we understand the basics of XML, let's take a look at an XML networking example. Here is an output of the show configuration response in XML format from a Cisco IOS XR 4.1 device. We're showing the portion that describes the BGP configuration. As you can see, the configuration is in a hierarchy format with the top level being the configuration tag. This is often called the root. As we would expect, each tag pair consists of an opening tag matched with a closing tag of the same name. In XML, the information is typically structured from broad scope to more specific, similar to a tree, where we would have the root, the trunk, the branches, and then the leaves. In this case, we start from the complete configuration down to the BGP configuration, then to each BGP entities. Within each BGP entity, we can then narrow down to each entity's neighbor IP, autonomous system number, and so on. We could describe the document as an element tree. The root element is the parent for all of the other elements. This tree structure is important to understand as we start using programming language such as Python to interpret the XML documents. Because of the user-defined, extensible nature of XML, sometimes we'll need to leverage a separate semantic document to better understand the schema of the XML elements. In the XML element tree, each element forms a relationship with the elements around it, often referred to as the parent, child, or sibling. In our example, the BGP entity is the parent for the neighbor table element. The neighbor element is the child of the neighbor table element. The naming and remote AS elements are siblings of each other. As mentioned, each XML document must have one root element that is the parent of all other elements. Each XML element can also contain attributes. Attributes are embedded values in the tags themselves to enhance the meaning of the tags. They're generally in key value format, and the value must be included in either single or double quotes. In the two examples we see here for the person object, both contain exactly the same information, such as the gender, first name, and the last name. However, the bottom example uses the gender attribute in the person tag.